If you're thinking about customizing your own t-shirts, starting a merchandising business, or simply printing designs on sweatshirts and garments, you need a solid heat press. Not all of them apply temperature and pressure in the same way, and that's ultimately what separates a print that lasts for years from one that peels off after the second wash. I've thoroughly analyzed the 7 best heat press and sublimation machines you can buy right now, all available in Europe with the links down in the video description. Let's dive in. We start with the Locklick Impress Auto 2 Smart, arguably the heat press generating the most buzz right now, and for good reason. It runs on an internal motor that lowers and raises the platen automatically at the push of a button, meaning you don't have to exert any physical effort whatsoever. That sounds like a minor detail until you've pressed 40 t-shirts in a row and your arms still feel completely fresh. The platen measures 38 by 38 centimeters, the standard for adult t-shirts, and reaches 210 degrees in just over 5 minutes. But what really blew me away is the working height. It accommodates substrates up to 4.5 centimeters thick, so you can fit chunky ceramic coasters, wooden panels, framed canvases, and a whole range of blanks that simply won't fit inside other presses. The pressure is calculated automatically, between 20 and 80 kilograms, adapting to the material's thickness. It's brilliant because you go from a thin t-shirt to a thick hoodie without recalibrating anything. That said, if you work extensively with cold peel DTF transfers, which demand very high and very specific pressure, the machine can occasionally fall slightly short in certain areas of the design. It's not an issue if your main workflow is heat transfer vinyl or sublimation, but if DTF is your bread and butter, keep that in mind. It also operates completely independently, without forcing you to connect any app or register on any platform, which is a relief. Now, if what you're after is a machine that lets you experiment with all sorts of formats from day one, take a look at the Creeworks 8-in-1. It comes with a 38 by 38 centimeter flat platen, modular attachments for different formats, and a swing-away mechanism that rotates a full 360 degrees. When you swing the upper platen aside, you get full unobstructed access to the base with zero risk of burning yourself, something clamshell models simply cannot offer. The manual pressure wheel lets you dial in exactly the kilograms you need, which no automatic press gives you. It's fantastic for learning because it forces you to truly understand how temperature and pressure behave on different materials. Where it genuinely shines is as a flat press for t-shirts and tote bags. The modular attachments are handy for testing other product lines, but the heat distribution on those curved modules isn't as uniform as on the main platen, and swapping between them takes time. My advice? Use it as a flat press for garments, where it performs brilliantly, and once you identify which extra product sells best, invest in a dedicated machine for that. For those who prefer raw force and total control over pressure, the Planet Flame is an absolute workhorse. It features a 38 by 38 centimeter platen, a 1350 watt heating element that recovers temperature incredibly fast, and a manual lever that lets you apply enormous downward pressure. That brute strength makes it the undisputed champion for thick vinyl, glitter vinyl, and plastisol screen print transfers because it physically drives the adhesive deep into the cotton fibers. Compared to the Creeworks, it generates more raw pressure thanks to its cantilevered lever, though it loses on versatility since it includes no attachments. The base slides outward on rails, so you load the garment without putting your hands beneath the hot platen. If your business centers on cotton t-shirts with vinyl or screen printing, this press is hard to beat at its price point. One useful note: with intensive use, a minimal loss of pressure can appear along the front edges. So, for high-fidelity sublimation, a swing-away model may deliver more consistent results. But for daily vinyl work, this machine is rock solid. We shift to a completely different concept with the Cricut EasyPress 3, because here we're not talking about a tabletop press, but a portable 30 by 25 centimeter heat plate you hold in your hands. Imagine you want to press a design onto a curtain that's already hanging, an oversized cushion, or an awkwardly shaped canvas bag. That's exactly where the EasyPress is unbeatable, because you bring the tool to the material rather than the other way round. The ceramic plate distributes heat very evenly and connects via Bluetooth to the Cricut Heat app, which automatically sends the correct temperature and time based on the material you select. For beginners who don't want to fuss with manual settings, that automatic guidance is a godsend. Since it relies on your own body weight, maintaining consistent pressure can get tiring during large batches, and the hourly output doesn't come close to a Locklick or H-Tavrant. It's perfect as a complementary tool or a first press for home projects, though if you plan to scale up in volume, you'll need a tabletop press further down the line. And what if your thing is churning out dozens of identical t-shirts every day without breaking a sweat? Then the H-Tivrant Auto Heat Press is quite possibly your best ally. You place the garment on the slide-out drawer, push it into the enclosed thermal chamber, hit the button, and the machine does everything on its own. It lowers, presses, counts down, and lifts when the cycle finishes. Meanwhile, you're cutting vinyl or packing the next order. The enclosed chamber with 1500 watts and dual-zone heating keeps the temperature incredibly stable, and the sublimation results on flat garments are flawless. Compared to the Locklick, the H-Tivrant is faster in repetitive workflows because the drawer system speeds up loading and unloading. But the Locklick wins on versatility since it accommodates considerably thicker substrates. The pressure is fixed, so it applies more force on thick garments and less on thin fabrics. Experienced operators place Teflon sheets underneath thin garments to artificially increase the thickness and achieve greater pressure, a simple trick that works brilliantly. At the opposite end of the spectrum in terms of design philosophy sits the Cricut AutoPress, hands down the most beautiful press on the market. Its zero-gravity hinge lets you close the platen with just 2 fingers thanks to internal gas struts. It descends in perfect parallel with no scissor effect and accommodates materials up to 5 centimeters thick. It stores vertically, taking up virtually no desk space, and all controls sit on a separate external dial pod. For studios where aesthetics matter as much as output, it's a gem. Its platen measures 38 by 30 centimeters and reaches 205 degrees. The pressure is automatic and optimized for light to medium tasks. If you need force for heavy screen printing or dense DTF, manual presses like the Planet Flame will give you far more power. But for vinyl and sublimation on flat textiles, the results are impeccable, and the user experience is on another level entirely. And we close with something completely different. The Kaloji Mini, the tool you didn't know you needed until you try putting a small logo on canvas trainers or sealing vinyl right next to a metal zip. Its tiny teardrop-shaped plate measures just over 7 by 11 centimeters and offers 3 temperature tiers, 140, 160, and 180 degrees. What sets it apart from other mini presses is its active LED screen displaying real-time temperature, so you see exactly how much heat you lose when the plate touches the fabric and precisely when it has recovered. It includes an insulated safety base and automatic shutoff after 10 minutes of inactivity, details you really appreciate in a busy workshop. It won't replace a full-size press, but it's the perfect complement for precision work, where fitting the garment into a 38-centimeter press is either impossible or would damage the substrate. So, to wrap things up and help you decide, if your business is high-volume production and you want to forget about physical effort, the H-Tivrant Auto is your machine for speed and consistency. If you need versatility across different thicknesses, the Locklick Impress Auto 2 gives you automation with the greatest height flexibility on this entire list. If you work with screen printing or DTF and need to control pressure down to the millimeter, the Planet Flame or the Creworks in flat mode deliver that raw manual force. If you're just starting out and want to explore various products, the Creworks 8-in-1 is your perfect testing ground. If you need portability for large or irregular surfaces, the Cricut EasyPress 3 is unmatched in that niche. If you prioritize design and ergonomics with no budget constraints, the Cricut AutoPress is a premium experience. And the Kaloji Mini is the precision tool every workbench needs. All the links are down in the description. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to the channel for more reviews like this one.